Imagine learning that you might lose the love of your life.
Primero was miedo.
At first, I think we felt more fear, but well, in the end, what I had to do was to give him strength and motivation to move forward, and we were going to fight, and all we could to just keep moving forward.
Y hacer lo posible para seguir adelante juntos.
This isn't just a story of cancer. It's a story of love and the fight to keep living. For David, it meant continuing the life with someone he fell in love with by chance.
Yo me fui a vivir a Bruselas para buscar trabajo.
I went to live in Brussels to look for a job, and well, there I found a place to stay, and we got to know each other for a year. We ended up living together for 6 years. We eventually got married here in Spain.
David and Laurent have been building their life together for 13 years.
Pues que es una persona.
He is a very smiling person like me, that he is always there for family and friends, and that I can count on him for whatever I need.
In October of 2022, Laurent started experiencing unusual symptoms.
Sí, desde el primer síntoma que.
The first symptom that he detected was during urination, because the last drop that came out was a little pink, and since then, we have been checking every day for a few days, along with checking with the doctor.
Laurent was diagnosed with bladder cancer.
Sí, yo estuve al 100% con él.
I was 100% with him the whole time. I was in charge of arranging appointments and processing all the paperwork with the insurance company. I took care of everything. I tried to get him to worry only about himself. He already had enough on his mind.
This is David's bladder cancer story as a care partner. For David and Laurent, everything changed as soon as they heard the word cancer.
Pues fue muy difícil, la verdad.
It was really hard, honestly. Even the doctor had trouble saying the word cancer. They said tumor and such, but we had to kind of force the word cancer out of him a bit. So after leaving the office, we looked at each other, talked, picked up the car, and really thought about what we'd heard.
No habíamos oído hablar de eso.
We had not heard about this. We didn't know we could have bladder cancer, even to family and friends. When we were talking, they didn't know you could have cancer either.
As the two tried to navigate treatment decision-making, they realized it was a lot more complicated than they first imagined.
Fue un poco inhabitual.
It was a bit unusual, let's say. Laurent's first doctor offered him radical cystectomy. There was no other option. They were going to operate and remove everything and create a new bladder. Then, as we were too scared and didn't like the treatment too much, we went to ask for 3 more opinions. The doctor gave him 3 propositions. He said, I can remove your bladder and create a new one. I can give you chemotherapy and radiotherapy. Or the last option is to keep you under observation with surgeries every 3 months for the first 2 years to collect samples and analyze what we were doing.
Muestras y analizar. Se lo propusieron.
If he was too scared, he could give chemotherapy, radiotherapy, but the doctor told him that he was young, he was strong, and that we could try it without any problem. It was his decision, and so we decided to remain vigilant and do these very thorough reviews. Of course, it was not only surgery, it was also in the CAT scan that they do every 3 months. The internal X-ray and such urinalysis, blood tests and everything.
They knew it was critical that they get more than one doctor's opinion, especially with removing an organ at stake.
Tuvimos hasta 5 opiniones.
We had up to 5 opinions. We went to see 5 doctors in total, because of course it was very scary. And the operation that was initially proposed to him was very risky. Not only would the bladder be removed, but many more things would be touched inside. And of course, My insurer told me, you have a second opinion. Take advantage of it and do it, okay? And that's when we said we can do 3. I like to do whatever you want. So we thought it was very interesting. Then we had all the answers in our hands. Out of 5 professionals, 4 went one way and only the first one went the other way, as it gave us much more confidence to go the way we chose.
For more confidence, they searched for support.
La cosa que no hay que hacer, entonces yo
I kind of forbade myself to look for information. I told him I will be your filter. I searched and checked and checked and checked and checked. But we found a lot of information for professionals with very professional terms. So in the end, we were looking in French and found the Bladder Cancer Association of France is the one that gave us support and information.
pues nosotros desde el momento uno
We told everyone from the beginning. Everyone was by our side. We came from the city after a test and my mother had already prepared dinner, and that helped us a lot. Then, when a year had passed and we were a bit better, we said, let's get a fitness coach. He helped us with nutrition, with fitness, and we would take care of ourselves together.
Taking care of themselves meant taking care of those also dealing with bladder cancer in their community. So they started their own patient group.
somos la Alianza por el Cáncer de Vejiga.
We are the Alliance for Bladder Cancer in Spain. Alliance means that it is not only for patients. We have a team of doctors, researchers, oncologists, urologists who are with us. They are helping us now, for example, to prepare didactic material for the patients, not with their medical jargon, but it will be for all the patients. It will be reviewed by them, which will give us an assurance that when we send the information to a patient, it will be very correct. To prepare these kind of documents, we do once a year an event as well. Well, we have done one for now. For patients, it is also valid. The last one we did in Madrid, the professionals spoke and made very nice speeches. The patients understood, and that was what we wanted. What we have often talked about is that we don't want another patient to go through that same uncertainty.
It's a passion project the two run together, as both a patient and care partner advocate.
Y este año, por ejemplo,
And this year, for example, these last few years, all our vacations, we are dedicating them to the association, to travel, to do forums, conferences, and so on. What surprised us the most was the first patient who asked us to call him to talk. And we spent almost an hour and a half talking to that patient, because he thanked us so much for that simple gesture, that for us a simple call, we already had a lot of information, we could give him advice, and so on. And when the call ended, we said, well, we have done this before, and we thank you.
Part of their mission? Breaking the stigma talking about bladder cancer and its impact to people's lives.
yo creo que vamos todos a pensar lo mismo. Y
There is a very, very important lack of awareness, that people should be aware of the symptoms and not take it as if it will pass. It will pass. There is no need to control them, and they should go to the doctor. There are many people who are afraid of the doctor. You have bladder cancer, for example. Men are very afraid to go to the doctor. Women do go to their gynecologist at a younger age and are more accustomed to this, but men do not. I think that may still be a bit of a taboo subject.
David wants people to know you are not alone.
yo le diría más que nada que
I would say, more than anything else, that for one who is already a patient, I know what I have told many patients. Talk to family, talk to friends, ask for help, don't be alone, and that above all, not to miss any doctor's appointment.